Welcome to this edition of the Morning Call. We're starting off with Burundi, where the parliament and lawmakers yesterday overwhelmingly approved a bill that calls for the country to withdraw from the International Criminal Court. The ICC said in April that political violence in Burundi had killed about 450 people and forced hundreds out of their homes. Now, the vote to exit the ICC comes at a time when prosecutor Fatou Bensouda had already mentioned that investigations had been launched into murder, torture and rape cases in the country.
It must be said that this is the first in the history of the International Criminal Court, which has on several occasions been accused of persecution and interference of internal state affairs. Whatever it is, since the enactment of the law by President Pierre Nkurunziza, the withdrawal process has begun. However, it will only take effect a year after the court is notified, according to the provisions of the Rome Statutes. The bill has been well received by the presidential majority, while the minority members have described it as an era on the country's political decisions.
Joined by Ugandan lawyer Dr. Matt Sangha. He is a friend to the ICC, an amicus curiae to the ICC, and has also been involved in tussles on cases involving African leaders and the ICC. Good morning, Dr. Matt Sangha. As a lawyer, what do you make of Burundi's decision to withdraw from the ICC, especially months after they decided to announce they will be investigating in April the 2015 violence?
Notification to withdraw from the ICC takes 1 year before it is effected, or before the decision is done and the Secretary General acts, and then you go. So whether Burundi withdraws now or tomorrow, or the ICC has already started an investigation, so that case does not go away. The only problem now is the cooperation will not be there. The only way that ICC can now investigate anything in Burundi is going through the United Nations Security Council to seek a resolution and the United Nations resolution to go down into Burundi. There is no other way that they can go into Burundi without the authority of the United Nations Security Council.
Dr. Matt Sangha, how is that going to happen, since Burundi is not allowing and cooperating with the UN human rights team and into the country? How is it going to go down?
So it becomes a pariah state. It becomes a pariah state now. But let's look at, there are so many other areas where the ICC will go. What about Syria in Aleppo? We have not managed to go into Aleppo. ICC has looked at Africa as a soft target. That is where everything happens in Africa. You come in quickly. Why don't they go to a situation like Syria, where in Aleppo children are being murdered by the Assad regime? Why do you concentrate on Africa?
Well, quite an argument there, Dr. Matt Sangha, but Burundi has just made their case official. There are other countries like Kenya and even Uganda who are wanting out of the ICC. How do you address human rights concerns when they are pulling out of the institution?
If you have an ICC that fakes evidence, if you have ICC whose investigators work with political intermediaries like in the Kenyan scenario, like in the DRC scenario, where Bemba people did not charge President Patasi, who invited Bemba to Central African Republic. What do you think? Who wants to be in an organization where marriage is sour and there are quarrels on a very daily basis?
Now, we have the African Court that tried Hiss and Habre, but what do you make of it? As people are saying, it can be an alternative, but it's not acting to its full capacity already.
It is very sad that African Court has not taken off, but it should take off immediately so that we can strengthen our own laws, our own human rights laws, so that presidents and other people, Africans, any African who commits crimes against humanity should be taken to Africa. Justice is not got in Europe only. Justice can be got on this continent.
Well, that was Dr. David Matt Sangha. He's a renowned lawyer in Uganda and has also been at the forefront pushing for some 2 East African countries to exit the ICC.